It's another Tuesday, which means it's time for another Destiny video, and this time I think I'm going to talk about something that's been a bit topsy-turvy as soon as released. So if you've been keeping up with the latest news of Destiny, you basically know that Commendations have been lowered as requirements for Guardian ranks, but I have some major gripes with this because I think it's been reduced a bit too much. Like for example, you only need 200 score on your Commendations in order to get from rank 7 to rank 8 on the Guardian ranks. And I'm going to be honest, this is way too low. It feels really insignificant considering the fact that you can basically just run a strike and you'll probably get about 20 to 30 points off your first one. Which means you'll basically have to run around 10 strikes in order to get this, which is very low, especially considering the fact you can get more Commendations in the Crucible and Gambit because there's more players. And that's not even talking about raids either, where you can get an absurd amount of Commendation points. And just to make it clear that I think this is completely ridiculous, I've got 1,400 points as of right now, and I haven't been playing Destiny 2 as much as I could. I mean, yes, I did grind up for the day 1 raid and actually beat the day 1 raid, but the fact of the matter is, I would probably still have with around 900 points if I hadn't have done that. And this is all considering the fact that we've got 51 days left of Season 20 as of recording this video. So if I can get this many Commendation points this quickly, then I don't see the reason why 200 is there for the first requirement. So yeah, I think Bungie just made this absurdly easy by doing this. There's obviously some more ranks that I'm going to talk about as well, because even the higher ranks have low scores. Like this article from Prima Games, for example, it says level 6 to level 7 200, as I've said. It used to be 460, which I felt was a decent amount to get. To get from level 7 to level 8, you need 477, when it was 790. Again, something I think was completely feasible, and I don't really see the reason why this got lowered to 477, but here we are. And then level 8 to level 9 was reduced to 910, when it was 1290, which, again, I don't see the problem with 1290. That's very achievable. Like, I've literally just demonstrated I've got 1,400. It didn't take much time at all to get that. And again, mentioning we've got 51 days left of the season, so there is literally no reason why you couldn't grind this out even casually. But going into the actual Commendations themselves, some of them are a bit redundant and don't really mean anything. The first one I'm going to pick on is Thoughtful, which you can literally get from just about every activity that you run, because there's a lot of them. And it's basically described as considerable, kind, and helpful. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think it would benefit a lot more if this was changed to something that would actually be based on how well the player performed. Like, you could just literally make up a commendation off the top of your head, like, let's say, for example, top class, which would literally represent you being the best on the team. I'm pretty sure there's like millions of other things you can make up accommodations just to replace this, because Thoughtful doesn't really mean a lot. Next one is literally Joybringer, which again you can get from practically everywhere. It's just literally enriching the game with their presence. I'm not going to lie, I think this one is actually mostly used for the player that isn't really considered helpful. I'm not going to judge anything. And whilst I don't think this should be changed to something like You Tried, I think they should actually add another commendation into Strikes playlists and things like that, so that they actually have a bit of variety when it comes to commendations. And arguably, you could say the same thing about pretty much every activity where you can get commendations. There should be more options than what you're able to give out, so you can actually have a more accurate way to give out commendations to people. Now, the most popular thing I see in the raids is literally that they will hand out commendations in order of when they appear. So let's say, for example, you are the far left player, then they'll just assign you the far left commendation. And they'll basically just work it across like that, so it's not really any meaning behind it, it's just there as an extra bunch of points. It really makes me think that Bungie is actually quite upset about this, because when they originally pitched this to us, they wanted it to be a kind of a special thing where you can recognize achievements of other players. But the commendation system at the moment just really feels like it's just handing out points for the sake of getting triumphs. But I would like to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this, because I feel like it's a topic that's going to be mentioned quite a lot in the following seasons. But that's everything for this video, so remember to leave a like down below, and I shall see you in the next one.